today's episode, we are going to talk about how to avoid common interview pitfalls, or those traps that you usually fall into during the interview. And this is still part of Get Ready With Me to get hired this 2020 or whichever year you're watching this video. So stay tuned. Imagine that you are interviewing candidates for a position in your company. Ben is the first guy that you interview. He's got a great resume, lots of experience, and he went to a prestigious university. But at the interview, Ben doesn't listen to you and act like he knows everything. He just wants to talk about the salary and benefits of the job. Then you interview Lucy. Lucy doesn't have as much experience as Ben, and her college wasn't as well known. She probably did not even finish college, but she leans forward and smiles as you talk, making it clear that she's really listening. She gives thoughtful answers to your questions and really seems interested in the job and the company. So, who are you more likely to hire? I bet you're going to hire Lucy. Always remember that a job interview is a conversation between the applicant and the representative of a company. There are many things that can happen during that conversation, but here are some things that you should avoid so that you will not fall into the trap. The first thing is avoid being a know-it-all. Just like Ben in the example that I provided earlier, Ben was not listening because he was just so focused on explaining himself. Now, maybe you have lots of experiences, maybe you're knowledgeable, maybe you know a lot of things, but I'm sure there are still things that you do not know. You are speaking with the representative of the company after all, and that person sure knows more than you because she is the representative of the company. She knows what she wants. She knows what the company wants. And if you just focus on showing that you really know everything without the humility and understanding that you can actually learn and grow along the way, then the interviewer might think that you're so full of yourself. Obviously, an interview is time for you to talk about yourself and sell yourself, but not just about yourself, but also how you can help the company in the long run. Number two, avoid solely talking only about salary and benefits. When we are applying for a job, apparently we are eager to know how much we will receive every month, what are the benefits that we can get. But take note that salary is earned. It's not just given to you. You haven't even started working yet. So it is not appropriate to talk about salary and benefits at the beginning of the interview or at the beginning of your job application process, especially when the interviewer did not bring it up just yet. Remember, you will still have to work and you will still have to show the company what you can provide or what you can contribute, and then you will be compensated for your contribution. Again, as I mentioned earlier, it's not given to you. You have to earn that salary. So if you keep talking only about salary and benefits during your conversation or during your interview, then the interviewer might think that you're just in it for the paycheck and you're not really interested in applying for that position or role in the company. They might as well look for someone who is enthusiastic, genuinely interested in the job rather than just the paycheck. It's really a red flag. Number three, poor body language. This can really lead you into the trap of a bad interview or bad conversation, because your body language says a lot about you and says a lot about your personality. It does not say everything about you, but interviewers look at your body language to determine whether you're saying the truth, whether you're enthusiastic, or how your personality is, perhaps when you're put on the spot or when you are in that situation where you have to explain yourself. So if you just slump in your chair and not sit straight during the entire conversation, it says something bad about you. It will make you look like you're not interested and you're not professional. If you don't maintain eye contact, it will also make you look rude and not listening to the interviewer. And if you are crossing your arms, for example, like this, then it will definitely make you look like you know everything and that you are superior. So again, your body language says a lot about you. Don't fall into that trap. You have to sit straight, maintain eye contact, and smile. And think of a good conversation between you and a friend or a family member previously, and try to replicate that during your conversation with the interviewer or the hiring manager. Number 4, trash talking your previous employers or companies. I was once tasked to interview someone for a team, and then I asked the person what her least favorite part of the job was. And it was a trick question. When I asked her that question, surprisingly, I was surprised because I did not expect that from her. She went on a full-on ranting spree. Like, she really told me everything that she did not like about the job. She hated her boss, and she just literally trash talked her employer, her employer or her previous boss. And she did not just stop there. It was a really long blabbing and everything, but I was just listening to her and see where it would go. And then it was my mistake because I hired her. I badly wanted to have someone in her team, and even though I knew it was a red flag that she was trash talking her previous employer, I still hired her. And you know what happened? After 2 days in our company, she just left without notice. So it was my bad because I accepted her even though it was already a red flag. And why was it a red flag? If that person has a bad experience in her previous company or maybe with her previous boss or employer, she would not go on a full ranting spree like that. Instead, she would explain what she has learned from the company and what are the mistakes that she could learn from and that she could apply in the future or in her future job. Maybe if you have something bad to say about that person, then the interview is not the proper avenue or not the proper time, not the proper situation to discuss that. It's an interview after all. The interviewer might also think that you are going to trash talk them in the future if you decide to leave the company. And number 5 is being inconsistent with your answers. You will go through an initial interview, probably a second or third or fourth before you get to the final interview. And you might fall into a trap if you have different answers from the initial interview down to the final interview. So just make sure that what you've answered during your initial interview, even though it's a different person who interviewed you, is just the same to what you will answer during your second, third, up until the final interview. Be consistent all throughout. And to avoid being inconsistent, you have to make sure that you are clear with what you're going to say and just don't lie. Because if you do, you will have to live up to that lie up until you're already hired. And eventually they will just find out. So again, be consistent, and to add to that, be honest. Be careful not to fall into those job interview pitfalls. And if you like this content, make sure to watch more. I will link it up there. I have several playlists about interview tips. And don't forget to like, subscribe if you haven't yet. Comment below if you have any questions or topic recommendations. I'll see you on my next video. Take care!